guys, Richard at Ryden's Room here, doing my first video in way too long. I really should get back into them. I've read a lot of Star Wars books, so yeah, just doing the latest review and a bit of an update. So this is the review for Deceived, the second book of the Old Republic series that I've read. I know there's other ones, but I've only ever read this and Revan, and that'll probably be it. I've got KOTOR, which I'm like just slowly dipping into. But not a big enough fan of the Old Republic era, so it's probably the last one. Well, I did ask my wife for Lost Tribe of the Sith because it ties into Fate of the Jedi, which I'd finally get for my birthday, which is August. So yeah, I suppose that's technically that, but yeah, this is the last one from this style. Thought I'd read this first for other ones, just because, well, I bought it secondhand, and look how bad the quality is. It's really poor condition, although it's sold. It's the first one, and I've actually just sold it on eBay, which is quite cool for £2 plus postage. But yeah, it's I'll give it a go before the Living Force, my newest book, which I probably should have read, but never mind. And these have just come today. I'll do a separate video on them separately. But yeah, Young Jedi Knights, insanely rare now, so I got some good deal. So anyway, let's get to it. So, watch for the glare in this room. I actually just bought some curtains because we'll be redecorating this for another person soon. Yeah, they will block all the light out. So I suppose while I've got a chance to do videos in here, that's not going to last much longer after October. Yeah, once those are up, that'll make things a bit better for my little fans. Thank you. Right, so let's do it. So, Deceived. This is Darth Malgus on the front. Random thing. I did a YouTube search on him yesterday just for this scene in, video, and somehow searched Darth Malak. I think I was typing in Mal. It brought it up automatically. I just pressed enter. But yeah, that was a different person completely. Darth Malgus is much cooler. So yeah, basically he is the cover Jedi, and it's all about him. Opens with him basically. Spoilers for this, and let's just say the whole Old Republic era. Opens with him conquering the Jedi Temple, which is an absolutely amazing scene. I've found a great YouTube vid showing it. I don't know if this is a fan project or if it's actually taken straight out of games like the Old Republic. No real knowledge of the games, but it looked absolutely incredible. Again, it's not Darth Vader. This guy's just very bold and bold, but he's certainly not coming from third-degree burns and just wearing the bottom part of the lance. No, I say respirator's gone. Book mentions Force Witches doing it to him. I imagine that's like a plot, minus spoiler, plot in the Clone Wars show, so maybe it's something, I don't know, you need to look it up. But yeah, he basically has a respirator, and which can come off now and then. Yeah, he's obviously the villain of the story, but I think he's more of an anti-hero. I kind of like him. He's obviously a bad guy, but he's got a strange sense of honour about him. Like the scene when he takes down the Jedi Temple, he seems to honour the Jedi that died, like the way he sees it. He sees it as they're following the wrong view of the Force. They're deceived. He does use that quote. They're misguided, but they're still warriors. And yeah, he doesn't have the bodies desecrated, hasn't like buried, which is quite cool. He deliberately seeks out the main Jedi Guardian of the Temple, which is a pretty cool sequence. And of course, that ties into the rest. The Jedi that he kills is the former master of the main Jedi character, this Arin Lina. Yeah, she basically, her story is all about finding out who it killed her master, because like in a lot of Star Wars books, I can just feel when someone close to them is gone. And that's kind of the same thing there. She just feels it, like she can literally feel the lightsaber going through her stomach. When lightsabers to the stomach killed people. Take note, Disney Star Wars. I've mentioned this in my videos plenty of times. I despise the way lightsaber wound stabs the stomach. Unless you're a Jedi in his 50s in the prequel era, you don't die from it anymore. Just so stupid. It's not like a sword to the stomach. It's like, think of it like a boiling hot sword to the stomach that just melt your body. I hate the excuse people make. Oh, it emits all vital organs. Yes, but it's not a dagger or a rapier. It's like an energy weapon that like burn you to death. Look at the Phantom Menace when Qui-Gon like burns the door open. You see these very thick metal doors start slowly like burning up. That's what happens. But yeah. Anyway, as any good author would do, that's how he kills the Jedi, and yeah, his former apprentice can feel it. So her story is like basically about finding out what happened, right, as in who killed her master, and basically seeking revenge. And it's a really good story. It pushes down a pretty dark path. Very not like the Jedi way whatsoever. She starts being willing to do pretty brutal, over the top things to get what she wants. It's yeah, makes for a very compelling read as well. And then you've got the third character as well. Just look at this. Zerid, I think it is pronounced. So he's like, he's kind of just part of the story, ends up as part of it, meeting up with Arin, and he's kind of there at the end. He's just kind of like got a life of crime, ends up taking out one of his enemies, has to flat out murder him, like, because his family's at risk, and he's like wondering at the end, will he deal with that? Yeah, there was another character, well, the guy he murdered, and to be honest, I wasn't really that into his story. I kind of skipped it. It's interesting, like he's like some form of spice runner. worked for the Sith Empire, because yeah, this is the days when the Republic are run by Jedi and the Empire are run by the Sith, and that they're separate ones. The Sith obviously take Coruscant, but they're like willing to give it up basically. It seems a bit strange. Darth Malgus has the Jedi Temple burned to the ground. I guess the Jedi repair it at some point, and the Sith are seemingly content to just give the Coruscant back as long as they get their territories. It's unusual. I think I'd be benefiting more from reading these stories, to be honest. Yeah, maybe. The next one, I think, Fatal Alliance. Maybe one day. I've still got like a giant pile over there. Speaking like such as like Young Jedi Knights books. I've bought Fate of the Jedi lately. That'll go into a new vid. But yeah, basically it ends with Darth Malgus's weakness. Now, there's a Star Wars story, I won't give any names, where one character is basically told to be a true Sith Lord, you got to sacrifice what you love. And the character is like, to hell with that, what would that prove? You see in this, Darth Malgus does, you may be a Sith Lord and you're evil, but he does love a woman, this Twi'lek, Jesus, like, his power more. But yeah, he does care about her, and he realises his enemies, such as when Aaron like nearly kills her but chooses not to, it will just cause him, put him at risk. So yeah, he ends up sacrificing what he loves and killing her with his lightsaber, which is a shocking moment. But I'm not surprised, and yeah, it's good. It makes perfect sense. It kind of makes, as much as I hate that that set of Star Wars books, it makes the sacrifice mean a lot more. Like, that story completely botched the sacrifice. It made no sense. But if that character had sacrificed who he loved, e.g. his child or his lover, you see why. What would that prove? Well, exactly what would prove. It stops you like from having any weakness, and that's what Darth Malgus does. So yeah, he's good. He's an anti-hero. He actually lets Aaron go because she doesn't kill his Twi'lek girlfriend. He does he has got some sense of honor in him, and yeah, it's a really good story. But it's interesting just his view on like the Sith. The Sith are like happy to kind of coexist with the Jedi. Darth Malgus is not. He lets this Jedi go, but he says, this is a one-off, and yeah, it's much like how the Star Wars modern day stuff with Darth Sidious, and then when he took over and Darth Vader, it's like not one Jedi could be allowed to live, and yeah, Darth Malgus has that way of thinking, and yeah, it's just a really, really good story. It's a nice ending. All the main characters live with the possession of his girlfriend. The Jedi Temple fight at the beginning is extremely awesome. You've got like the Mandalorian on his side. Yeah, it's a really, really good book. I really like this actually. It's I got a bit bored of the guys Zareed kills, but overall, yeah, it's definitely a good one. Surprised actually how good it was. I wasn't going to keep it anyway. I sold Revenant, that was in new edition, just because I doubt I'd ever go back to it. So now, yeah, Dawn of the Jedi is now my oldest book, but that could well go the sale route, and then Lost Tribe of Sith, which obviously never be getting sold as a gift, and Darth Bane will be first in my timeline of books. So yeah, that's it. So definitely recommend this one, even if you've got no real knowledge of the Old Republic other than say Revan or hell, nothing at all. Definitely recommend it. Really, really good book. And yeah, Darth Malgus is absolutely awesome. I would definitely like to see more of him. I'll check out actually, because I've got KOTOR 1 and 2, and I'm like 2 hours into KOTOR 1. Maybe he's there. I don't know. But we'll see. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the vid, and I will try and get some more done. I've basically got a huge backlog of Star Wars books. Having read this one, I read the MedStar Duo, all about Barriss Offee, which is absolutely awesome. I'm sure I've said this before. Spoiler for the Clone Wars, hate what they did to her. I was watching a video from RK Outpost, so he said exactly the same thing. They just ruined Barriss, and yeah, that's a great mystery. What happened to her character? She just, after the Republic arrest her in the Clone Wars for her crimes. In the book, she's nothing like that whatsoever. I can't ever imagine her doing those things, and it's just a really good story. It's basically Star Wars meets MASH. That's like X-Wing and Star Wars meets Top Gun. And then I also read the Padme Young Jedi Knight books. They're at the bottom, because in that shelf, bottom row is like the up to the latest point in time and the non-EU Disney canon young adult books. But I don't care. I've been listening to the Obi-Wan Young Jedi Knight books, the Anakin Solo Young Jedi books, and I would be listening to them, but they're just a lot bigger than I thought. So I'll be reading the Jason Jaina Young Jedi Knight books. So I do love young adult storylines. They're be good. Ahsoka's young adult, but you wouldn't know. It's like, yeah, are these books even aimed at like teenagers more than adults? I don't think so, to be honest. I think they're like probably more accessible to teenagers, maybe certain things but more appealing. But when you've got like, I suppose Padme is 14 in Phantom Menace, and it's about her like group over that time and covering a few years later, when she was 24. But overall, yeah, it didn't feel like it was childish, girly, anything like that. Yeah, the Anakin Solo Junior Jedi Knight books are definitely aimed at more children, you can sort of tell, but it still tells really good stories. But yeah, so there's those as well. So I think that is it. Fortunately, I've not chucked out any of my books, but yeah, once this is done, my next Star Wars books, I'm still doing Warhammer, is my reread, we'll call this, onto that South Park episode, Darth Plagueis. As you can see, I never read my books with the sleeve on in case I damage them, so I'm moving them around, and this is the only Star Wars book I kept my original hardback from. Once I left episode 3, Dark Lord. Yeah, I sold those years ago, just now I've got paperbacks in. But yeah, figured good time. You got this Star Wars show, The Acolyte, which I've got no interest in whatsoever, but it's the prequel show, and every YouTube vid I comment on, I just say, don't watch Acolyte, reread the prequel books, mainly Darth Plagueis, Cloak of Deception, and the Darth Maul prequels, Shadowhunter, and I suppose Lockdown as well, but yeah, mostly Shadowhunter. Those are real Phantom Menace prequels. So yeah, that's it then. So next up, even though I've got them to read next, and I'll put my guide reviews up, why not? Even for the rereads I aired the Heir to the Empire, because I wasn't doing YouTube back then, basically everything for New Jedi Order never got done in video form. But yeah, I will get my next ones done because I've got so much old Star Wars. This channel is basically just going to go Star Wars only by the end. Star Wars books or books. That's probably what's going to happen, which is cool. That'd be a good little trip down memory lane in the future. But yeah, that's it. I will see you for the next time, which hopefully won't take as long as this.